Teach Me Grappling, what's up guys? Coach Brian here, and I'm back with some narrated roles. Check this out. We've got an interesting night here. This was like last week. Aaron, our boy that was in our video we just posted where he loses his cool with George, he's now going with Olympian in the sport of wrestling, of freestyle wrestling, for the country of Puerto Rico, Jonathan Smith. Now, Jonathan, he's been on one of our videos in the past. He's the one on top right here with the body lock. Great wrestler. He did do submission as well as a kid. He's done jiu-jitsu. He's done, submission wrestling. His father's a good friend of mine, and as well as where he learned jiu-jitsu from, or grappling, or sambo, or whatever you want to call it, Ahmad Reese. So anyway, Jonathan's kind of, he wasn't one of my wrestlers as a kid, but he's definitely a friend, and he's come into the gym a lot. Went to Birmingham High School, Fargo freestyle national champion, and then ended up wrestling for Puerto Rico in this last Olympics. So this is going to be a long little roll. Now, what I didn't mention yet, as Aaron and Jonathan go to war, Jonathan came in the other day, and Jonathan was able to wear out Aaron. So he was able to wear him out. He's definitely got the weight advantage. But you see, as a wrestler, he's great at staying on top, and he's very aware of the moves. So it's tough for Aaron to try and attack him in any way, because when you're giving up, probably about 65 pounds. I think Jonathan's about 265. Aaron's probably close to 200. When you're giving up 65 pounds at this weight, it could be real challenging, especially when you have such a talented wrestler in Jonathan on top. So it's a great contrast right here of a great wrestler with a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. So you can see all this scrambling in the butterfly guard. I was coaching Aaron, and what I didn't tell you is they had already been going for quite some time. This little roll ends up going for the whole thing. They're going to go for about 38 minutes until we get to the end. But we didn't start filming for at least the first 12 or 13 minutes. So let's show you guys what happens. Right now our head's kind of trapped. We got the wall. And also, let me explain. Why is it so damn dark? It's dark because our power went out that night, and we didn't stop. Our kickboxing class was busy. We're like using our iPhones in the dark so that we can train. So that's why it's so dark. I probably should have mentioned that right away, but the show never stops. Just because the lights go out, the power goes out, you got to keep training. So there's a nice little forearm in the neck by Jonathan. And when you get this big balanced wrestler on top, it's hard. It's not easy to just squeeze out behind him and take his back. The things that Jonathan's doing are not considered the best moves in the world in the jiu-jitsu space, but they when you can wrestle, you can stifle a jiu-jitsu guy's techniques. You see Aaron trying to pull himself back in. They're definitely sweaty. They've been going for, probably 16 minutes already, non-stop with no breaks. So, and once this happened, we all knew this isn't going to end. So that's me right there holding the light, trying to keep some light. Now look at this little body lock. He can slide out to the back, slide out to the back, slide out to the back. You got to climb up. But then you see right there with Jonathan's wrestling skills, he's able to keep him on top, grab onto that head, pull that right arm out, and get squared back up. So that's something you got to know how to do. You can't just give up your back. You got to fight from there. So there's a lot of cool things that happen. Even though this role is on one on one side it's very boring because not a whole lot happens Like, you don't get to see flashy submissions and stuff like that, but it's also great because you get to see the contrast of, it's a wrestler, but he's also not just a wrestler. He's a wrestler that knows submissions, and he knows how to stay out of a lot of this stuff. He just doesn't fight the way that a classical jiu-jitsu trained athlete would do. He's going to bring in much more of his wrestling skills that he's been using since he was a kid. So Jonathan's about 23 years old. They're actually about the same age. I believe that Aaron's maybe a year or two older, but close to the same age. Oh, look at this cradle. Look at this, with a butterfly hook with his left, but with that heavy weight, he wasted a little too much energy trying to roll him. That's one of the sweeps that Eddie Bravo was able to pull off on Royler Gracie back in like 2003 at their first meeting. Now look right here, I was calling for the ghost. Look at this. Can he ghost the big man? I didn't like how Aaron's left hand, he should be holding the arm, but he's getting squeezed right here in side control, and I'm telling him, I'm encouraging him to keep going. Guys, when you're ghosting, the more that guy squeezes and holds, the better it works. You just got to keep moving, and eventually the head pops out, front headlock, and he spins to Jonathan's back, and now you can see Jonathan shelling up, doing a little turtling, because he's probably taking a little break himself. But this is not a time for a break for Aaron, because he's had Jonathan on top of him the whole time, and now he's got a chance on the back. So, you can see him. He normally, Aaron loves the body triangle. Look at that. It's basically strapped in there, but the problem is he's on his foot, and that puts a lot of pressure on your own ankle, and that's why you got to have hooks, guys. You can't always go to a body triangle. It's feasible when it's there, but then sometimes you can't go to it. You see how he released it, and he went back to hooks. So, but Jonathan's a tough guy to choke. Look at the calmness. Look at the calm in Jonathan. As he turns the other way, he's staying super calm. You never see any like panic on his face, and that comes from his experience. Jonathan's very experienced. I mean, when you're an Olympic athlete, it's pretty easy to not get your nerves. Your nerves won't get the best of you, in a practice role, even if it is like this, where I'm sure they both feel a little bit like, hey, there's all these people watching. They're holding the camera. They're holding the lights. Look at that. Jonathan turns into him. Aaron's trying to climb back up. And right here, I try to warn him because I think he's going to go for the power half. Look at this. He tries to power half to stay squared on the back, but the swim technique, look at this, by Jonathan. Look at this. Throws the foot out and swims, and he slides right off. Beautiful move by Jonathan. And now Aaron's getting a little tired. Sometimes you're going to see some taking of a break right here while he's in the close guard. Recompose yourself, because you just burned some fuel. You're on a guy's back. You've been going for quite some time, like 20 minutes. It's tiring. So many people, the average person would have quit already. So the average guy would have went five minutes, a little more, and he would have been exhausted. Now, maybe Aaron and Jonathan aren't the cardio kings that some guys are, but, they're both serious athletes. They train hard, and they want to win. They want to win. Neither guy wants to give up. Doesn't matter if it's a practice role. They still want to win, and that's just the way it is. And guys, if you haven't done this, I'm not trying to say that your average hobbyist needs to, get crazy and you got to get all ego driven, shoot. That last video I did where Aaron lost his cool, that was a lot about not having an ego. But I want to say this now, on the other side. If you want to be good, you want to challenge yourself, now on this video, the lesson, look at this butterfly lift, slip right out. Look at Jonathan taking off the shirt with the singlet. I didn't even mention it. He's got his Olympic Puerto Rican singlet on. The sweat is there. Look at this octopus from half guard. Aaron's trying to, reverse this big man, but it's so tough. Transitions back to full guard. So back to what I was saying. The the thing is, at practice, if you want to challenge yourself, every one of you, if you want to get good, I don't care if you're a competitor or not, go to the level that you need. For some of you, it's not just doing, 5-minute rolls. Maybe you always do a 5-minute roll. Maybe you do 3 5-minute rolls, and then you tell your coach, hey, I gotta go, or my shoulders hurt, or my work, I gotta go to work, or I can't go more than 3 rounds. Then maybe you need to push yourself and go 5 rounds. But besides just doing that, like doing lots of rounds, which is where a lot of people do it, I always say this. This is the way I was brought up. Guys, please, turn off the clock. Turn off the clock and test yourself. Really test yourself. Guys, in the real world, there is no clock, okay? If you're in a real, even though this is far from a street fight, they're just grappling. But when you take out that timer, the Cookie Monster comes out. I mean, you start to really face your demons. My old coach used to call it the Cookie Monster. So for some of you that makes no sense, but for me, that's what he used to say. Anyway, look at this half butterfly right here by Aaron on the bottom. He's exhausted. He's got 265 pounds of wrestling on top of him, and he's using his guard to survive. He wants to attack, but sometimes you got to use your guard to survive. Look, trying to play with a little bit of lockdown. Jonathan using the foot to pry his right leg out, trying to pass the guard. You can see he has some knowledge of what he's doing. So, and there it is, sliding right into the mount. And when you get in these seesaw battles, Aaron was on his back for a minute, and then all of a sudden now Jonathan's on top, and Aaron's now on the losing end, gets mounted. You cannot let a 265-pound wrestler like Jonathan get to work on you. So you got to recover guard. Because if you just hold, like right now we're holding, if you only hold and you do nothing, that's when the other guy wins. That's when he overcomes it. Look at this, triangle attack. Jonathan says, no, I got to get out of that. Aaron's trying to scramble back up. Front headlock, nothing. Now we're back on our feet. Look at pushing, shoving. Definite advantage is going to go to Jonathan. Aaron knows it. He's thinking maybe I got to try something up on my feet. You can see our kickboxing class still going in the background. Our grappling class decided to become spectators. Well, look at that guillotine. Aaron flips through the air to avoid it and tries to get back after him. Again, back to what I was saying. Guys, you have to do this. You want to get good if you're a competitor or not. I don't care. You don't have to be David Goggins and run 200 miles, but you need to test yourself. Get with somebody that is good to roll with for you. Not somebody that beats you up every night, but get with somebody that is a challenge for you, but at the same time, you can hold your own. And then talk to each other, plan it out. Say, hey, look, we're going to keep it safe. We're not trying to kill each other. Oh, look right here. Kimura attack. And guys, I don't have it on video, but Aaron escaped the Kimura right there. Let me tell you something. That's exactly the way that Jonathan, look at this, reverse triangle. We went over this in practice. Look at him shaking his head. He's frustrated because he's so tired and it's so slick and slippery from the sweat. That's exactly the way Aaron got caught 2 nights earlier. So 2 nights earlier, Aaron was caught by Jonathan. They had a long battle and Jonathan won by Kimura. And now Aaron, luckily, we went over some of the Kimura defense. He was able to use that defense, and it worked exactly the way we went over it. The only thing that didn't work was the storybook ending where you reverse the guy and you submit him. So sometimes all you get is an escape. So anyway, when you push yourselves like this, guys, I can't tell you how much it helps you grow. The not giving up. Think about it. If you're used to doing 5 minutes, and if you're a coach, turn off the damn clock. Turn off the clock. And you go for 25 minutes, 30 minutes. In this case, they're going to go for 38 minutes before there's an end. 38 minutes. I'm not saying, look, some people, they'll go for an hour nonstop. Sometimes even longer. I'm sure there's guys, really tough dudes, going for 2 hours without quitting. But whatever it is for you in your journey, push yourself. You need to do this every once in a while. Not every night, but every once in a while, you need a coach, or you yourself and your buddy say, hey, let's go for 30 minutes nonstop. Nonstop. Nobody's going to give up. Okay? Even if you tap out, just keep going. Stop with the breaks all the time. Stop feeling like you have to get water. There's a lot of times where guys are like, I need to break. I need water. I need to breathe. No, you don't. You need to keep rolling. You need to learn how to face adversity head on. I don't care if it's wrestling. I don't care if it's kickboxing, Jiu-jitsu. Doesn't matter what you do. You got to keep going. You need somebody to push you. That's how you're going to get better. Now listen, you can get hurt going too hard. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to train with someone that's safe, that you trust, but you're going to stay out there on the mat. You're not going to give up. Next week, this week, whatever, get a partner, schedule it. Say, hey, look, tonight we're going to go for an hour. If that's what you need to push you, we're going to go for an hour. Look at this triangle. Here's his moment. Aaron's got a moment right here. Locks up the triangle. Jonathan feels it. He's not stupid. Rolls over to his back to avoid the triangle. But he's still in it. Aaron turns the angle. And look at this. One last breath. Bump. And Jonathan's out with that slipperiness. Popped out. And now Aaron, guess what? He wants to give up. He wants to give up. He's going for a Kimura. Nothing there. You know, something inside him tells him he's got to keep fighting. But for a split second after losing that triangle, he's like, oh my God, I had the finish and I didn't get it. I had it, but I didn't get it. But I got to keep going. I got to keep going. I'm not going to give up. And neither is Jonathan. So they're going to keep moving until someone breaks. Someone's got to make a mistake. Someone's got to take it to the other guy. Someone's got to give up at some point. And that's life. It's a metaphor. And you need to learn how to face this kind of adversity, you guys. So really, this video, I know it's long and boring. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Look at this. Kimura. It's not always boring. Pulls out of the Kimura. Again, frustration. Do I get back up? Do I fall back down? Do I play guard? Jonathan, what do? Do I just stalemate? Oh, he's going octopus right here. Do I crossface? Lift that leg up? Jump past the legs? Can't get past these damn legs? You know, they're in a mental battle. It's a battle against yourself. You're fighting the other guy, but truly, you're in a battle with yourself. Look at this, half butterfly. He might grab a Kimura, lock my hands. Oh man, I just want to give up. You see the look on the face? But I can't give up. All the pressure's on. The pressure of the coach. I had something to do with this, you guys. I'm coaching Aaron right now. I'm not doing much for Jonathan. I love Jonathan. He's my boy too, but I'm trying to help Aaron right now because mentally he needs it. He struggled with Jonathan 2 days ago from this role. And now he's got to push through it because he gave up 2 days ago. And now he doesn't want to give up. He wants to be better. So, sure, if Jonathan was better, Jonathan would just beat Aaron. If Aaron was better, Aaron would just beat Jonathan. But for each other, they're great for each other. Look at that. Kimura by Jonathan. Aaron spins through. Front headlock. Try to go to the back. Hooks in. You got to get the back. You got to get the back. But it's a big boy with sweat. Look at this. Crossing the ankles right here. He doesn't care about Jonathan. He wants Jonathan to try to go for an ankle lock. So he's trying to use the legs to control him with a crossed ankles position. Hopefully Jonathan will focus on that, so maybe he would give up his neck. You know, but Jonathan's not stupid. Again, remaining calm. He's a KG veteran. He's been doing this a long time. Maybe not all jiu-jitsu, but it doesn't matter. He's been on the mat. He knows what this is like. He knows how to remain calm. Hide his neck. And it's tough, man. It's not easy. You're tired. Guys, I've shown you 20 minutes already. And they were already going for 12 to 13 minutes before this video even was started. So they've already been going over a half hour. You know, we got about 5 minutes left. It's coming to a close. Arm triangle. Can you do this right? You're in the mount. Look at this. Walking the arm up. But Jonathan's resisting a little bit. And he's breathing. He's slipped the arm out. Now he's locked around your body. You missed it. We had the arm triangle opportunity. Could have turned it into a lot of opportunities. Arm bars, back takes. Maybe he's going to go for a little Ezekiel right here. A little punch choke. You know, try to smother him a little bit. Try to smother Jonathan. If you panic on the bottom, you'll tap. You know, you'll make a big mistake. Jonathan turns his back. Now this right here, Aaron's going to make a big mistake. He had some training earlier this day in wrestling, and he decided to get more of a wrestling position. This was a huge mistake. He gets the crossface as Jonathan's on his belly, and he doesn't mount. He gets the rear naked face lock, and Jonathan builds up. That was the mistake. Aaron should have been mounted over him from his jiu-jitsu training, but instead he went into his wrestling training, and big mistake. That's not what you wanted. He would have had the finish had he been playing a little more jiu-jitsu. Jonathan, beautiful, slipping out, using his wrestling. Amazing. And now again, you see the frustration. I've been there many times. Many times. I can't even tell you how many battles I've had for 30 minutes to an hour in the room with my teammates. Or with somebody who wasn't my teammate. The guys right now are just having a great time. In the dark. Jiu-jitsu in the dark. With the iPhone lights. So, again, look at Aaron. He's got to get that guard back. He's exhausted. Okay? You know he wants to quit. You know what they really want at this point? They want their opponent to make an enormous mistake so they can just win. Everybody wants to win. You want to win. But what you're really hoping for, you're like, come on, man. Will you just make a big mistake so we can be done with this? But listen, that's not what you want. You have to want to stay in it and stay focused and get after it until the other guy breaks. Guard right here, looking for hip bump sweep, not there. Pummeling, okay? Butterfly guard, locking it up, locking the body lock. Look at Jonathan pummeling the left arm in. He doesn't want Aaron to get below him. If he gets underneath Jonathan's center of gravity, you know, look at going for the leg lock, but he stuffs that easily. With this pressure coming right towards the mount. Again, wanting to give up, but you can't. You've got to fight through it. You've got to fight through it. If he gives Jonathan a position, Jonathan's going to get something. He's going to get an arm triangle. He knows arm bars. He's going to get a Kimura. We already know he can do that. Look at this. Got to recover half guard. Here comes the Kimura. You cannot give it to him. You got to fight your way out. He ends up turning on his side and locking his hands to tweak Jonathan's arm, swings the leg over. Jonathan's got to let go. And we're getting close to the end, guys. So I hope you guys really, really learned something from watching this. Again, I try to make it as entertaining as I can. Uchimata didn't get it. Pull guard. Again, Jonathan's got the pedigree. He's got the wrestling. Again, heavyweight Olympian for Puerto Rico. Amazing young man. Okay. Aaron doing the best he can. You know, hanging in there. I'm so proud of him. So I'm gonna show you guys here this end. They're gonna be in half guard right here, and look at triangle attempt, nothing there. Aaron's gonna checking the hip bump sweep. He's battling, man. He's gonna get a cramp right here, and he's gonna shake out the cramp. You're gonna see his right leg shaking, and then watch what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed. All right, like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time with more great stuff. Okay, check out the right leg. He's got cramping right now. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you later. All right, enjoy. What you gotta do? What's wrong?
I cramp.
Oh, I had a cramp too. I'm shaking my shit out.
Hey, somebody.
Oh, they're gonna bug it down.
No, stretch. You know? Mental win, baby. Mental win.
Wipe your nose.
Come on, coach. You good.